The sky's gray, it's like this every day. The town is full of predator, don't turn a little prey. I flip $1 million out of nothing, make them feel a certain way. Hoping that the switch.
Fisk unit. Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, y'all? Fisk Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fisk Schooner while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Listen, hit the sub button. You understand? Hit the sub button. Join this Fisk Unit army and get Fisk Unit tough. We're on the road to 6K. 6K by week 1. I know we can do it. That's 500 subs in about 120 days. That's doable. You know what I'm saying? Hold me down, I hold y'all down. Alright, don't do me like the Giants did Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? You can't be halfway pregnant. You can't be halfway pregnant. Either you all in or you not. Period. Now, I've been on record in many videos saying that the biggest mistake that Joe Schoen has made since he took the job was not giving DJ that 5th-year option. It was stupid. It was just dumb. There's no logical reason to not give him a 5th-year option. It's just not. It's letting Daniel Jones become an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year is stupid. It's idiotic. But at the end of the day, they don't have faith in him. They didn't draft him. They don't want to commit, and they're going to pay for that. If they had faith in Daniel Jones, they would have given a 5th-year option. Now granted, I haven't done the videos yet, but I have 2 filler videos on deck for y'all about Joe Schoen tanking, Joe Schoen tanking draft stock to get players. Joe Schoen spreading rumors about trading Tony to get him in camp. Joe Schoen seems to be a master manipulator, and I respect that. Him and Brian Daboll, they're like old school gangsters. They smile in your face, but you get it later. You know what I'm saying? They smile in your face, and you get 2 in your head when you start your car. I can respect that. It seems like they're playing mind games. And this whole thing with Daniel Jones is like, from their perspective, yeah, let's not give him the 5th-year option. Let's put him on a hot seat. Let's make him play his ass off. Let's make him feel some pressure. But they got to understand the game that they playing. There's a side where Daniel Jones wins. That's the problem. There's a side where Daniel Jones wins. And as a betting man, I like the way the risk and reward. And listen to me carefully right now. I want everybody watching this video to put your biases aside, shut the fuck up and listen. You can't possibly win and Daniel Jones not be good. There's no way for Joe Schoen and John Mara to not regret giving him that 5th-year option and you win. What do you mean by that, Fisk? If Brian Daboll is worth a damn, then he should be able to fix Daniel Jones, right? And by fixing Daniel Jones, I mean making him better than what he was his rookie year. If Daniel Jones' rookie year is his floor, then Brian Daboll should make him better than that. Daniel Jones threw 24 touchdowns in 12 games his rookie year. He gets 17 games next season under Brian Daboll. You do the math. He should be around 35 touchdowns minimum. If Brian Daboll is worth a damn, he should be able to improve on what Daniel Jones already is. So if Daniel Jones at his best is 24-12 in 12 games, then in 17 games under Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka, he should be in the 30s, period. So if Daniel Jones throws 35 touchdowns, over 4,500 yards or whatever the fuck, and we're a remotely 500 team, then you have to keep that quarterback, right? So I'm giving this to you like you're 2 years old because I want y'all to hear me. So if Brian Daboll, if Joe Schoen put together a good staff, If Joe Schoen did his job and he picked the right head coach and then picked the right offensive coordinator and they fixed Daniel Jones, then Daniel Jones is the guy. You can't let him walk out the building. You just can't do it. Number one, our draft pick isn't going to be high enough to replace him. And number two, he wins over the fan base. Because now it's like, oh shit, we got a quarterback we can win with, right? So now he's an unrestricted free agent, which now means Daniel Jones can either A, go to another team, or B, the Giants have to pay him, or C, they have to franchise tag him for $30-something million, right? Now here's where Daniel Jones wins and Joe Schoen and John Mara lose. Pay attention. Remember, shut the fuck up and put your biases aside. Kirk Cousins, he won. Dak Prescott, he won. Aaron Rodgers, he won. Anytime the quarterback is at war with the front office about a contract, they normally win. You can't have it both ways. You can't have a successful coaching staff. You can't have a good coach who's worth a damn and not pay your quarterback. The quarterback's gonna win. Because what's gonna happen, Giants fans, is this. Daniel Jones is gonna want $50 million. He's gonna want the contract that he deserves because that's gonna be the going rate this time next season, right? The Giants are gonna say, no, we want you to do it again. We don't want to pay you $50 million. Daniel Jones, we're going to give you $32, $33 million franchise tag. We're going to make you do it again. Guess what that franchise tag balloons to in 2023? Now you're like, damn, if we franchise tag Daniel Jones for a second year, we got to give him $40 million guaranteed against the cap. And now guess what? Now Daniel Jones wants $55 million, maybe even $60 million, because now the quarterback salaries go up yet again. Now somebody else done got paid. Now somebody else done got the fucking bag. Now Justin Herbert done got a bag. Or whoever next gets a bag. Mahomes restructures his contract. Russell Wilson gets a new contract. Now the market is up again. Sounds like Dak Prescott, doesn't it? Sounds like Dak Prescott, doesn't it, Giants fans? So now the Giants are in a situation where it's like, okay, instead of just giving Daniel Jones a fifth-year option for $20 million, now we got to franchise tag him at like $35 million. Or we got to pay him $50 million while that's a good contract. Or we could do what the Cowboys did and play the long game and end up overpaying Daniel Jones because we didn't pay him when we were supposed to. So the Cowboys, instead of giving Dak Prescott $30 million in 2018, in 2020, they paid him $40 million a year because they wanted to play the long game because they didn't believe in him. But you can't be a successful franchise if your quarterback sucks. So what is the purpose of betting against your quarterback if you want to win? Make it make sense. The organizations cannot win if they're betting against a quarterback who's good. It's just you can't win. Because if Daniel Jones goes out there and plays well, his price goes up. What are you accomplishing? I don't get it. And then all you're doing is pissing the kid off. We don't know Daniel Jones. We don't know what kind of person he is on the inside. But I'm a good reader of body language. He seems very agitated that they did not pick up that fifth-year option. I've been saying this for months now. Daniel Jones might really take this shit personal. Daniel Jones is probably going to want max money. Put yourselves in Daniel Jones' shoes for a second. For the third time in this video, I want you to shut the fuck up and take your biases out the situation. Put yourself in Daniel Jones' shoes for a second. I have been laughed at for 4 years. I have been embarrassed. I have been mocked. I have been ridiculed. And I have been doubted for 4 years. I have been a joke. The butt of every joke in the NFL for 4 fucking years. And now my franchise just said, we don't believe in you. We're not giving you a fifth-year option. We want you to prove it. If Daniel Jones, let me phrase that. When Daniel Jones goes out there and put in work, you think he's not going to want every fucking penny that's coming to him? This is what happened with Dak Prescott. Dak was a 4th round pick. Everybody thought Carson Wentz and Jared Goff were better, and he wanted more money than them. He was not going to settle for a penny less than the max. This has Dak Prescott written all over it. Daniel Jones is going to want every single penny he can get. He will not take a discount. It's going to get ugly, Giants fans. Prepare yourselves now. You can mark my words. You could download the video. You could bookmark the video. Do whatever you got to do. But you mark my words. Daniel Jones is taking this very personal. Very personal. And a kid as good as Daniel Jones, a kid with the upside as Daniel Jones, he goes out there and plays pissed. There's no telling what kind of numbers he's going to fucking put up. And if he goes out there and has a Josh Allen type season, he's going to command the bag. And it ain't going to come cheap. They're going to regret this one. They're going to regret it. They're going to regret it. Y'all can talk all the shit y'all want to, but you mark my words. This has Cowboys versus Dak Prescott written all over it. It didn't work for Washington with Kirk Cousins. It didn't work for the Cowboys. Aaron Rodgers, when he got frustrated, he wanted that money because they drafted Jordan Love. They ended up overpaying him. When your quarterback wants his money and he's worth his weight in gold, he's gonna get it. Period. Or better yet, you know what? Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, they're top 15 quarterbacks, and they got the max. I'm over here talking about Daniel Jones being top 5. All Daniel Jones got to do is be a top half of the league quarterback. That's top 15, and the Giants got to pay him. You mean to tell me Daniel Jones under Brian Daboll, if Brian Daboll is what I say he is? You mean to tell me Daniel Jones can't put up Kirk Cousins' numbers? Really? You tell me he can't put up Dak Prescott numbers? Really? You play with fire. Eventually you get burned. Joe Shane made a fatal mistake by not giving him that 5th-year option. You're going to regret that shit. But anyway, shout out to Daniel Jones. You know I got your back, fam. You know I'm always in your corner. That's it. That's all, though. Subscribe to the unit if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.